If you disabuse yourself of hate, then you would know that African sexuality has always been diverse. What the global village has done through the internet is simply to unveil this for us. You don't want to miss the interesting conversations on Demystifying the African Sexuality podcast. The DAS Podcast. Alright, welcome to the DAS Podcast, and this is our episode 3, Demystifying African Sexuality. And today we are going to talk about insights into the KUCHU tax among the LGBTQ community. My name is Black Pepper, so ride with me. You know, there's something that they say, you can't be gay and ugly. Pick one. You're gay. How come you don't have money? Such and many other statements are made towards the LGBTQ community directly and indirectly. Now, the reaction is usually, I am gay, but I am the breadwinner at my home. I take care of my family. And such a reaction or response is what the LGBTQ community in Uganda have come to term as the KUCHU tax. The KUCHU tax is precisely when the LGBTQ go out into the world to prove to themselves and everyone else that they are too good enough. Now, in this episode, we discuss the KUCHU tax, call it gay tax, why and how it manifests, and the possible dangers of any to this phenomenon. Right with me is Sunny, and still right with me is the one and only Guy, and we're gonna be diving into this discussion together. And I need to find out from you guys, first of all, is KUCHU tax real? And have you noticed it being paid? Plus, probably what examples do you relate to when it comes to this?
My name is Sunny, and nice to meet you. Actually, I believe KUCHU tax in Uganda is very, very real and tangible from the things that we see. Katolaba, like the example you gave earlier, that you can't be gay and ugly, or I'm the gay one and I'm the one who's taking care of everybody in the family. That becomes like an obligation. It's like it's a law to be gay, so you have to work very, very hard to have a high in the eyes of the public and your family. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Guy. I believe to understand really where this whole idea comes from is something that is really embedded in the way we are brought up, and also the way we understand basically the family construction of like African families. There's always a tax somewhere. Just by merely being part of that family, there's a tax. There's something you have to pay. There's, we paid your school fees, we did all this for you, payback. So there's always a tax. Now this means somehow KUCHU tax becomes a reality, and so we come out of our families into the world knowing there are people who have to pay up. And there are people who have to, they sort of like owe us, or it's your obligation, it's something you have to do. And for me, like in the community, the biggest time I've seen it happening are in things where like, if you're older, then you're the one who's paying for the debts, you're the one who's paying the bills, you're probably the one who's expected to have money and things like that. So yeah, it's very real and still happening, and will continue happening in some way.
Yeah. Talking about that, have any of you paid gay tax? I need to hear from you. Sunny, have you paid it at any one point?
I am a Black African queer woman. What do you think? So there's like tax and then tax and then tax, because already like Guy said, we are born already in debt. As a woman, I'm expected to get married to a rich guy and pay off the debt of my school fees. What should I get? Like, there is already a lot that you're expected to pay for. And there you go. Now you don't want to get married to a man. So you have to actually work very, very hard to fill that gap. You're like, okay, self-umbilwa na ye. You see, I have gotten a master's degree now. You always feel like you're in debt. You wanna prove to them that the man is not the part that was going to fulfill my life or to pay for everything that you've done for me. So yeah, I think even choosing a partner, I have to make sure that, maybe my partner is rich enough to be the exact man maybe they wanted, and the whole time they are not a man, and they also have the weaknesses as ladies. So yeah.
How about you, Guy?
Well, I think for me, I have not been paying much attention as to whether I'm paying, because I sort of like believe this is who I am, this is how I should be. If I do something, I decided to do it. But I've really compensated with my other friends, and I'm always the one, initiating, getting the gigs, getting what, showing them cool places, doing this and doing that. And I find that that's me compensating. Like, personally, I feel like I could do without them. But then part of me wants to be part of their lives, but they can't be part of my other life. So when I'm with them, I'm literally showing them things that I would naturally not exactly show them or teach them, or compensate in some way. I'm the guy that they'll come to with their problems, and because he's neutral, he gets it. And and the same one that they'll I have this problem, I need this money, whatever, they'll approach me, and somehow he will understand. There are times I even meet them, and there's a pending situation between, like, there's an elephant in the room, but no one is discussing it. And then I so happen to pass by, and that's when they address the elephant in the room. So I probably could have just come to say hi, and I spend
more time.
2-3 hours just watching these guys bicker about something that to me is obvious.
There is always an assumption that just because you do not have the traditional kind of family, then you don't have other responsibilities or anything else to attend to. What's with that?
It's just how people see life. Because if I don't have kids to pay school fees for, I don't have probably parents who are coming by and say, in assuming I've been disowned, so probably family doesn't want anything to do with me, and what the guys around me are going to look at me and think, this guy, he's floating through life, he's things are going so exactly
living the dream.
So when there's a problem, you're probably the guy to approach, because he's not having it rough.
So I need to hear from you. Do you reckon the LGBTQ have to do more, as in pay the tax, the gay tax, to attain this sort of, worthiness, adequacy, or to be loved? And when and where should one say that, my spirit is spent, or hooray, I measured up, I made it, they love me, I'm respected, and, that kind of thing?
From my personal experience, I'm the kind of person who does not even believe in coming out. I believe that the person who started the concept of coming out already boxed the whole idea. I should be able to love whoever I want to love. And when I come home with my girlfriend, it should not be a shocker. Like, it is not something that should have in the first place been given a box. Like, you have to do it. No, I personally believe that from a personal experience, I have commanded and loved myself in ways that I never had to need validation from anybody, literally. So I think that it is more an internal issue. It is more that the pressure, yes, there is a lot of pressure from the society and the community, but internally, when you work on yourself and heal and you accept yourself, you do not need to actually get to pay tax. If I have studied and I can come and ask for a job just like another straight person can, I will come and just request for the job, whether you give it to me or not. I don't have to, actually, I don't think I have to tell you my sexuality for you to hire me. I just come, look at me as an equal, look at me as a person. Me, I always, in my own experience, I have never moved into a new community and I'm explaining myself and my partner and like I'm telling people, hey, we're different, but this and this and this. But yes, we had to be very good. We had to be very accommodative of everybody's bullshit. Like you're walking past a border stage and people are going like, anim saja, anim kazi. You have to accommodate that. Something that not everybody can accommodate. Or tu kanga gwenga gwe, there are things about you that you have to suppress. You cannot express yourself in all ways. But bomala newe kiriza and you accept yourself, life gets a little bit easier.
Yeah.
What was the question again?
So do you reckon that the LGBTQ have to do more, as in pay the gay tax to attain this sort of worthiness, adequacy, or to be loved? And also, when and where should one say that, yeah, they are, they've done it all, they've measured up with society, with their friends and all that?
I think just like how she said, it's sort of like a personal journey. First of all, I don't believe in anyone paying for anything. I mean, I didn't ask to be here, but I'm here. I didn't ask to be the way I am, but I am the way I am. So for someone to expect, for you to merely have expectations from me is insane. So I would naturally not agree. I don't think that we have to measure up to anything. I don't think we have to live up to anyone's standards. The only standards that you need to live up to are your own personal standards that you set for yourself. And that's the reason as to why many times you'll find we have goals and we are achieving our goals and people are being pissed off about that because you are not achieving their goals of marriage, of what. I remember with marriage in itself,
the expectations are sometimes bizarre.
Yeah. Marriage is in itself is like some big scam that we have to unpack in another whole conversation. But yeah, basically for me, I don't believe no one should pay any tax.
Acceptance is a personal journey.
Exactly.
Wonderful. So I want you to tell me, what are some of these extra things you have had to do to prove yourself, to prove that you are worthy to your family, to your friends? What are some of these other things that you've had to do as an individual, SANIE guy, as a person?
Work very, very hard. Somehow people expect me to have a sense of fashion. I am the person you call to ask, interior design. I'm like, not all gay people know about that. Then of course you have to study very, very hard and get picky with your partners. Then you have to be outspoken. For anyone to listen to a woman, more so a queer woman, have to be like very, very assertive. Yeah.
I guess for me, really, it comes in how I socialize. The level of socializations that people expect from me is like my ability to hold parties, my ability to constantly go out, drive cars, be at game parks, take top pictures, do all this living. That when it's not happening, something is wrong. Someone is calling me, are you okay? You're lost. Nowadays, you no longer, and I feel like that is just me compensating for something that I don't have to. So anytime I feel like I don't have to, I will not.
The stereotypes.
Yeah. The stereotypes are real and there's an expectation attached to it.
All right, thank you so much. We're going to be getting back with more of the discussion. This brings us to the end of the first part. Watch out and wait for part 2. You don't want to miss the interesting conversations on Demystifying the African Sexuality podcast. The DAS Podcast.